Hello and welcome to Wisdom Bites. Hope you're well. Thank you once again for joining us. Much appreciated. Bitcoin is currently coiling towards the end of a descending chart pattern. Will it break down or will it break up? In this video, I'm going to look at the possibilities of both and why I think there is a very high probability that we're going to break down. Ethereum is about to break the pink channel that we've been drawing for the last few months. And we've said that once it breaks this pink channel, we will be going absolutely ballistic with Ethereum. I'll show you why there's a very real possibility that Ethereum is actually getting geared up to do exactly that in the next 3 to 4 weeks. XRP has broken out of its bull flag that it was forming in the last few weeks and made a classic return to test its previous resistance as support. Now we'll have a look at exactly where the next target is for XRP in the next coming weeks. If that sounds interesting, then without further ado, let's get cracking. But before I do that, I want to just emphasize the disclaimer that everything in this video is for educational purposes only. And I hope and I expect everyone to do their wider research before you make any big decisions. With that out of the way, let's start with the Bitcoin chart and the descending chart pattern that we've got here. Okay, so what is the normal understanding of descending chart patterns? Well, the majority of them tend to break to the downside. So this is one of the reasons why I'm thinking that the higher probability is that once we coil into this corner here, so any time around there, which is going to be around about in 24 hours, maybe possibly even 36 hours. So either today, tomorrow or Monday, we're going to be breaking out of this pattern. So this pattern has a higher tendency to break to the downside. Secondly, we have this pattern from May that seems to be playing out exactly since the 15th of November. We're coiling up and this is the pattern that we are now in currently there. So we've gone up here, as you can see, we've gone up here and we're coiling into this descending channel and the next move should be down. Now, is that guaranteed? Absolutely not. We know that Bitcoin has a habit of following certain chart patterns and rhyming with them, but they're not exact. And at some point, they will break down. So according to the pattern, we are likely to move down. But like what happened back down here, we were following another pattern, which we were expecting for it to break down around this time from down here. From up here, we were expecting a move down. Instead, it went up. So this is what Bitcoin can do. So we must always be mindful of that. Yes, it's still following this chart pattern, but somewhere along the line it's going to break down. Where it breaks down, we don't know. But the second reason why I'm thinking it's going to come down is that up to now, it's been following this. So therefore, as the trend is the same, we should follow the trend. And so the trend is telling us that the next move for Bitcoin is to the downside here. This particular chart is that of Bitcoin in June 26th, when we topped out at 13,800. And after we topped out, we made this descending channel here. And as before, we coiled into the end of this descending channel and broke down. For those of you who have been in the crypto space for more than 3 years, you'll realize that when we topped out at the 20,000 in December 2017, we also made another descending channel, a rather large one. And guess what? We broke down from that as well. So Bitcoin historically has a habit of breaking down from descending channels. And this is the third reason why I'm thinking that we're going to be breaking down. So back in 2017, we made a large descending pattern. We broke down. 2019, a smaller descending channel we broke down, and currently we're even smaller descending channel, and I'm expecting this to break down in the coming couple of days. The question is, how can we be certain that when this pattern actually breaks down, that we're on our way to a larger 30, 40, even 45% correction? How can we be certain? Well, there are two things to actually look out for. The first thing is to look out for breaking of key support levels. And I think here, the key support level has got to be the previous all-time high of 19,800. If we come down here and break this support with a 4-hour or even a 1-day candle below this level of 19,800, that will confirm to me that we're on our way to a larger fall towards the 15,000 mark. Secondly, to confirm that breaking of support as a confirmation of going further down, we need to really see a few divergences on the RSI or the MACD. So what I mean is that if we look at some other divergences, not just on the larger timescale, but also on the shorter timescale, so on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily time frame, if we get divergences on there and we break the 20,000 support levels, then that for me will be confirmation. Is that guaranteed? Absolutely not. There are no certainties in investment. There are no certainties in chart patterns. And as we know with Bitcoin, it has a habit of going against the grain. But we have to use the charts and our knowledge of the technical analysis to actually give us a guidance of what could possibly happen. And we're talking about probabilities and not certainties. So for me, it becomes a very high probability if we break down below the 20,000 and we have a 1 hour, 4 hour and a daily divergence on the RSI, that will confirm to me that we are now going to be going more towards the 15,000 than the 30,000. So if we have a look at the RSI here on the 1 hour chart, as you can see that there isn't actually any divergence. The market's coming down with the price there and the RSI is also coming down. So there is no divergence at all. If we look at the 4 hour chart, it's exactly the same. So we're not getting any confirmation that this move here is part of a larger move towards the 21 weekly exponential moving average or the 15,000 support level. And if we move to the daily chart, now this is very, very interesting. If we look at this point here on the chart, as you can see, from there we moved up in price, but from there we've gone down on the RSI. Clearly there is a divergence on the daily chart. So let's say the price now moves below the 20,000 and this divergence is obviously going to go further down, and then we get another divergence on the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frames, then you can have a very high probability of thinking that we are going to be going back down towards this red top of the red channel to look at as support. And if we look at the weekly exponential moving average, the 20 exponential moving average is currently at 14,900. Let's call it 15,000. So if we do have a fall from here, we're more than likely to meet it around about the 15,500 to the 16,000 levels. And that would be another wonderful opportunity to accumulate more Bitcoin for the next phase of the bull market, which is going to be the parabolic phase in the next couple of months or so. So please be aware of this. This is where we're at the moment. And any pullback here, I'm going to be using as an opportunity to accumulate as much Bitcoin as I possibly can, because I have the bigger picture in mind, and that is, as I've been showing you for many, many weeks and even months now, this is our target, 300,000. We must not take our eye off this target. So this is where we're at here. Anything in terms of accumulating Bitcoin Whenever there are dips, I tend to just buy whatever I can. And then this final dip will be around about the 21 weekly exponential moving average. We would have preferred it to have bought it around the 12, 13,000 mark, but the market's not going to let us do that by the looks of it. So we have to make the best of a situation as we find it. So this is where we're at on the 21 weekly, around 15 and a half. Looks to me as though that's the bottom it's going to get to before we move into this parabolic phase. Only time will tell, but this is what I'm really focused on. Anything you buy here will be 15, 20 times more worth in about 1 year's time. So please don't take your eye off the ball here and just calm down, relax, take the emotions out of it, accumulate as much as you can from here, like I'm doing here, and basically ride that train up towards the target of $300,000. Okay, so let's have a quick look at also the possibility of the market, instead of going down from where we are, what if it goes up? What are the possible levels that the market can reach to? Well, there are a couple of things that I like to have a look at. The first one is the Fibonacci trend-based extension. So if you use this particular one, and the way to use it would be to go to the previous low, which is the March level. We take it to the next high, which was the August-September time, and we take it to the beginning of the current rally, which was around here. That's the bottom there, if you can see. And we extend that. We can see that this particular move, where we got to there, the reason why we topped out was that the 61.8, which is what the Bitcoin tends to respect over and over again, was at 23,706. And we topped out at exactly 23,777. So this particular tool was predicting this particular move to this level. Now, so what we can do is to see what the next levels would be on this very accurate tool. So we reached the 23,700. If we break the 23,700 and come back and use it as a support level, then the chances are we're going to go to the next level on this Fibonacci extension tool over here. And that level would be 32,325. Obviously, there will be other levels where it may have a little pullbacks, but that's where the magnet will be pulling the Bitcoin price to. And if we were in the unlikely event to pass that, then the next level above that, just for our interest sake, would be around the 40,000 level mark. So we could possibly go from where we are to the next level of 32,000 or even 40,000. So these are the possible levels. The second tool that I'd like to use to look at the possible levels on the upside are the tools that we use to predict the price to go to the 22,000 level, and that was the monthly pivots. So if we have a look at the monthly pivots and we combine that with the BitMEX funding index, and as we know, whenever we have a positive BitMEX funding index in the positive territory, we have a habit of going to the R1 line, and we've shown this in the previous many videos now. So whenever we do that, the R1 line is where it tends to be focused on. So you look at that and we've got to the R1 line. So the current levels that we can look at based on this is that not only is the possibility of the R1 being hit, there is also the possibility of the R2 line being hit. So we've got the R1 at the 22,000, which we've hit perfectly. We've got the R2 line at approximately 24,200. So that could possibly still be a target. And if it hits that R2 level, then we could go through to the R3 level, which is about the 28,000 level. Now, this is for the month of December, and we've only now got just around 2 weeks to go, just under 2 weeks now to go for the end of the month. So it may not be possible for us to hit the R3 line, but certainly the R2 line is possible. So keep a lookout for that as a possible target. If you want to support the channel, then please click on any of my videos, and then below the videos you'll find a box called Show More, which gives you a description box. And in that description box is the affiliate link with Etoro that I have. So I partner up with Etoro because that's the main exchange I use for all my investments. These are the reasons why I tend to use Etoro. It's a very simple exchange to use in terms of depositing money and withdrawing the money, as well as trading if that's what you want to do, as well as for long-term investing, which is what I tend to do. So if you want to support the channel, please click on the partnership link, and then what you'll do is you'll get this box here, and then you can basically put your username, email and password and just fill in the form there. If you like any of my videos and you find value in them, then please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Okay, moving quickly on to the Ethereum chart. This is the overall picture that we have of Ethereum. And as I've been through this on many occasions in the past, we have two channels that we really need to pay attention to. And the first one is the one that we had just before the parabolic rise that we have. So I drew that as a pink channel. And once we got out of that pink channel, as you can see here, there, the move for Ethereum went into a parabolic phase. And this topped off to go to the level that it did at the end of December 2017. And we had what I would call a massive rise from the point where we broke out to the top of its high in 2017. At the end of 2017, we got 11,920% increase. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to get the same here, but patterns always rhyme rather than repeat. So what we will be seeing, hopefully, is a very similar pattern developing here. So once we break out of this corresponding channel that we had there over here, then we can expect a parabolic move into this channel that we've got here with our target of 21,450. Let us just have a look at the closer picture of what we are doing over here. So this is our pink channel. We've made so far a few attempts at trying to break through. And as we know that the more attempts we make to break through a particular resistance, the higher the chances, especially on the fourth and the fifth go. But if it takes sixth and seventh, eighth goes, then it doesn't look as though it's going to make it. So we are now very, very shortly in the process of having a third, possibly another fourth go here. So we may get a little pullback, even back to the channel down here if we have a big sell-off with Bitcoin. But certainly in the next few weeks, all we can see here from the charts is that Ethereum is getting geared up for a massive move into this breakup from the pink channel. And as we know, if we look at the bigger picture, we know that that next move is going to take us into the parabolic phase towards our target of 21,450. So keep your eye on Ethereum. If you do see any pullbacks, certainly for me, I'm using any pullback in Ethereum and Bitcoin as an opportunity to buy at these levels here, with the bigger picture in mind over here, there. So any pullbacks over here is a great buying opportunity to get into Ethereum. The reason why Ethereum is a good coin to get into as an altcoin, and I showed you that in the last video when I showed you this particular chart. And just to reiterate, if you didn't see the video, please go and see that video. It's an extremely important video to give you a bigger overall picture of Bitcoin. So basically, we looked at this channel from December 2016 to December 2017, when we had the blow-off top for Bitcoin. So what we found in this chart was that in the first 6 months, from December 2016 to June 2017, we had this parabolic rise of Ethereum against Bitcoin. So this is the chart for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So in the first 6 months of the last 12 months of the previous bull market, the first half of it, the first 6 months from December to June, was a massive rise for Ethereum against Bitcoin. And in the second part, there was a massive rise of Bitcoin against Ethereum. So will that repeat again? Obviously, there are no guarantees, but certainly I'm expecting a similar type of pattern developing. So when we looked at the actual increases for Ethereum, it went from here to the first 6 months. At the end of that 6 months, it went up over 2,000% against Bitcoin. Now, I'm not saying obviously that it's going to be outperforming Bitcoin by over 2,000%. Certainly not. But it may well be twice, 3 times, 4 times. We don't know. But these are good guides for us to get a good picture about Ethereum versus Bitcoin. And then after the 6 months, then Bitcoin outperformed Ethereum by around 80% that way. So is this telling us something? Well, only time will tell, but certainly I think Ethereum's time has now come. In the next 2 to 3 months, I think we're going to see a parabolic move from Ethereum into that final 8, 9, 10 months for next year. Moving quickly on to the XRP chart. As you know, we've had a parabolic rise with Ethereum since around about here, when we were around about the 24 cents level around October, November time. And then since then, we've had this massive rise from there up to the point of around about 218%. Now, we've got into a bull flag here. And the interesting thing here is, and we must keep a note of this, is that in the last few days, it's broken out of this bull flag and it's come back and used it as a support of the old resistance level, as you can see here, there. So we're now moving into the next phase. So what is the next move for XRP? The way to actually, the way that I draw it is that I look at the AB plus CD levels, and the way to do that would be to have a look at where we started, and we draw a line from around there, like I say, from November, and the point where we reached at the top, that was over there, and we take that line to the breakout point there. And that gives us a target level of around about the $1.08 level. So this is where I'm expecting the next parabolic phase to take us. So we went from 24 cents all the way up to around about the 78 cents levels. Now we're breaking out of this particular channel. The next move for XRP is to go to the $1 plus levels before we have another expected correction down here and make another bull flag and then move to the next phase. So keep your eye on XRP. My target for XRP over the next 12 months is actually $54. It seems a long, long way off. But if you look on the left-hand side, the price for XRP increased from where we are currently, let's say, from the base of its price move before it started the parabolic rise, it moved all the way to 1,635% within a space of a few months. So I'm expecting something similar, and hopefully we can reach our target. I mean, it might well be $40, it may be $70, we don't know, but it's good to know that we have a price target to aim at, and let's see how far we get to meet that particular prediction. I've heard a lot of people say very bad things about XRP. All I would say is, please don't listen to people saying these bad things about XRP. We are here to make money. So let's focus on what we're here for. What's our objective? What's our target? What's our vision from the cryptocurrency market? We're not here to make political points. Whether you like XRP or not, I would say that please put your emotions to the side and just respect the charts. And for me, the charts are showing me that we're going to make a lot of money with XRP. And that's all I'm interested in. And I know exactly what I'm going to do. And that is I'm going to be an investor with XRP. I already have quite a lot of investments, but every time there is a pullback, I do try to add a little bit more in order to ride this XRP train back up towards the next all-time highs. Okay, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you once again for watching. If you found value in this video, then please do remember to like, subscribe, and to turn on the notification bell. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave those comments in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, stay safe, bye for now.